Bad Boys for Life is directed by Adil El Arbi and Bilal Falah. My apologies if I'm mispronouncing their names. And stars, of course, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, as well as Vanessa Hudgens, Kate Del Castillo, and Joe Pantoliano, as well as a few others. And the story continues with Marcus and Mike Lowry, who are still partners after all these years on the force, and their lives are going pretty good until a Mexican, or I should say, the leader of a Mexican drug cartel surfaces and decides to seek vengeance against them for certain wrongs committed. Bad Boys for Life. And this is such a strange thing, 'cause this is one of those sequels where, one of those rare sequels that you're like, I don't know why they're doing this, and yet it turns out to be better than you expected. So let's get into it, guys. And right off the bat, I'll say I saw the trailer and I wasn't really looking forward to this at all. Of course I was gonna see it. I did enjoy Bad Boys 1 and 2. I won't pretend I didn't. Time has passed, and looking over those movies, I can still enjoy them for what they were. And the strength of those films is still the relationship between Mike and Marcus. I should say Martin and Will. They definitely carry these films on their shoulders. And what I've really always enjoyed is not just the dynamic, of course, with, this is a movie, first of all, that you could argue, besides Independence Day, that everybody really knows Will for, that really kind of catapulted him into this kind of action star type of thing. But for Martin as well, he's the yin to the yang of this character. And what I love about his character is how much he grows through these three movies. You could say even so more than Mike. Mike is a giant man-child, whereas Marcus is always tried to be better, not just this violent, half-cocked, just killing everybody in sight. He always struggles with that. And they also address that here, and they address them getting older in a really intelligent manner. So I love how this story was handled here, and I think a lot of it fit, a lot of it makes sense, especially what it is. It's like 25 years they've been together, and of course time, you want different things in life, maybe you want to slow down, maybe you don't, depending on who you are. All of that is addressed here really well. Another aspect I think that works well for this movie is the supporting cast. Not so much, well, 50-50. What by that I mean, the villains here are the best villains we've ever gotten from this series. The ones that came before were just your generic bad guys with an accent kind of thing. They never really had, first of all, they never felt like they were that dangerous to me in the first place. And you never got a sense that they were anything other than evil. What they managed to do here is they actually give you a bad guy with a compelling backstory and a compelling reason for why they're doing what they're doing, and it was really interesting to see. I will say that I did figure out the entire plot way beforehand. I was there with my best friend in cinema, and she was like, nah, that can't be it. I'm like, yeah, I think this is what is happening, and it turns out I was right. So maybe some people will figure it out ahead of time. But all of that aside, guys, the story here is really solid, and the supporting cast in terms of Joe Pantoliano as the captain, he always puts a smile on my face, as well as the newer characters, the villains here. They do a very good job. The rest of the cast, they're just kind of there. They don't really do much with them. I did get a weird Blade Trinity vibe from this group. Now, the group is called Ammo, and I'll give that away because they do give that away in some of the previews and stuff. It's like a young group of cops, and they are supposed to be like the next level bad boy group, if you want to call them that. I just wish they did more with them. We get a little bit on one of the characters. The other two, window dressing, it really served no purpose. Vanessa Hudgens, she's here to kind of look cool, and that's about it, but she doesn't really add anything to this. So it's 50-50 on the supporting cast. Other than that, the action is what everybody else is gonna come here for, and the action sequences are okay. My favorite being the finale. And there's a chase that is pretty decent, but where the action struggles for me in this movie is the fact that visually the directors here, they're doing a solid job until they try to mimic Mike Bay's style of doing things, until they try to, you know, maybe appease fans of 1 and 2 who maybe they don't want to jar them too much and make the movie too different. But when they try to bay the movie up, best way I could put it, that's where I started growing a little bit, because that's when it starts to feel empty. Right? Guys, I am kind of tired. I'm burnt out on Michael Bay. He has like one style of doing things, and it's all over all of his films. And I was really glad to hear he wasn't the director, but then they would do these sequences where they tried to mimic him, and that's where this movie would start to tumble and stumble, that kind of thing. You know, that's where it would not fail, but just not be as strong as it was going, because the drama and the story and the acting, it's all really solid. Overall though, Bad Boys for Life is a sequel. Bad Boys for Life is the sequel that I didn't know I wanted. I'm actually really interested in seeing where it goes from here. I am pretty certain that they're gonna do another one, you know, because the reviews are strong out there. I think the box office is doing really well, and overall, from my point of view, I would really love to see where they take this. But it does feel like they're trying to do a bit of a Blade Trinity thing here, where you bring in new characters and maybe let these characters take the reins. I don't know how well that will work with a franchise that's built on the back of these two actors. I don't see how you could eliminate them completely and still get Bad Boys out of this. I don't see that working. But who knows? These two directors, they seem to have a solid handle on this franchise and trilogy of films. And this one, I'm gonna give this, I would say, 7 out of 10. Yeah, I was gonna say 6.5, but you know what? I'm gonna give this a 7. This was a really solid flick, and I think it's because I went in with zero expectations. I was very pleasantly surprised how this turned out. So Bad Boys for Life gets a 7 out of 10. And that's it for this one, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please feel free to hit that like button. It's very much appreciated. If you guys want to subscribe to my channel, of course you can click on my face right over there, and you can check out past videos right over there. And that's it, guys. So bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Because nobody knows the words. That's it, guys. Until next time. Bye-bye.